doing this to himself.
But it affects
It's
my
not,
kids.
Of course it does. That's the tragic part of the whole story.
It's just like I still feel the need to like not talk about it and protect it for my kids. And I always will feel that way. But like, God, if people knew, I just would never do that to my kids. It just is really crazy.
Kim Kardashian is officially done with Kanye West's drama. And guess what? She's not playing around anymore. She just filed for sole custody of their 3 kids. And honestly, after Kanye's latest stunts on social media, it's looking like she's gonna win this battle easy. In case you blinked and missed it, Kanye straight up admitted to having a relationship with his own cousin. Yeah, you heard that right. Whether he should have kept that locked in the drafts or honestly been talking to a lawyer himself. It's a total mess either way. Kim wasn't about to let that slide. She had her lawyers on speed dial the second that news hit the streets. Now, Kanye's been crying foul for months, claiming Kim's trying to snatch their kids away from him. And honestly, he might have smelled something cooking. But wait until you hear this. The word on the streets is that Kim isn't just fighting for custody. She's trying to block Kanye's entire family from seeing the kids too. Total shutdown. And Kanye, he's not sitting back. He just declared war on Kim, and it's about to get ugly fast. Let's be real. Kanye's been wilding out on social media for years. So while the chaos isn't shocking, nobody, and I mean nobody, saw this one coming. The man admitted to an inappropriate situation with his cousin, completely unprovoked. It's like, bro, who asked for this info? If you missed it, Kanye recently dropped a song called Cousins. And man, from the first line, it was pure chaos. He kicked it off with, "Hanging with my cousin, reading dirty magazines. We seen some ninjas kissing. We ain't know what that is mean." Like, what? People's jaws are still on the floor after that one. Things got even wilder when Kanye dropped the next line. Then we started reenacting everything that we seen. The internet was absolutely shook. People were gagging, disgusted, and scrambling to figure out what was even going on. Fans were asking if Kanye was actually telling a true story, just making up a crazy song, or maybe going through another one of his unpredictable phases. Everybody had their eyes wide open reading between the lines, but nobody, and I mean nobody, saw what was coming next. Out of nowhere, Kanye jumped on Twitter and dropped some of the most insane tea the internet has ever heard. He posted, "This song is called Cousin, about my cousin that's locked in jail for life, pregnant lady." A few years after I told him we wouldn't look at dirty magazines together anymore, perhaps in my self-centered mess. I felt it was my fault that I showed him those dirty magazines when he was 6, and then we acted out what we saw. My dad had Playboy magazines, but the magazines I found in the top of my mom's closet were different. And then, brace yourself, he added, "My name is Ye, and I did things I'm not proud of until I was 14. Yo, what? This whole thing should have never seen the light of day. It's absolutely wild and left everybody stunned beyond words. One thing that really had people talking was the way Kanye explained the timeline. Fans were quick to notice that he left out how old he was when all of this started, even though he clearly mentioned that his cousin was only 6. People started raising eyebrows, wondering if he was way older during the situation. And don't get it twisted, Kanye was still a kid too. But the fact he skipped over his own age made fans feel like something was being hidden, and it definitely made the whole thing even more sus.
Co-parenting, it's really hard, you know? And like,
you're not co-parenting with just anyone.
yeah.
For the quietest, easiest.
But I had the best dad, and I had the best memories and the greatest experience. And that's all I want for my kids. As long as they can have that, that's what I would want for them.
Now, Kanye has always been real about his struggles when it comes to adult content. A couple of years back, he even made a bold post on Instagram calling out the whole scene. He warned his daughter straight up, saying, "Don't let Kris make you do Playboy like she made Kylie and Kim do." Hollywood is a giant brothel. Adult content destroyed my family, and I deal with the addiction, and Instagram promotes it. Not gonna let it happen to North and Chicago. He didn't hold back, and honestly, it had a lot of people raising eyebrows. But that's not all. There have been some serious accusations against Kanye from folks who used to work with him closely, all tying back to his issues with adult material. One major case involved his former assistant, Lauren Pita. She ended up filing a lawsuit against him last year. According to reports, Lauren was making her living through an OnlyFans account back in 2021 when she first crossed paths with Kanye. He brought her on board to help with the first season of his Yeezy women's fashion line. They even worked together on 3 tracks for his Donda album, even though she didn't get any formal credit on the project. Later, Kanye officially hired Lauren as his personal assistant, offering her a huge salary, $1 million a year. But there was a catch. She had to be on call 24/7. She agreed to the wild terms at first, but by 2022, everything flipped. Lauren claimed Kanye started acting like he was living in some godlike fantasy world and pressured her to delete her OnlyFans account. According to reports, after she shut it down, their relationship completely shifted, and that's when the real drama began. Lauren also claimed that things took an even darker turn after she shut down her OnlyFans. According to her, Kanye started sending her nonstop explicit messages, including inappropriate videos. It didn't stop there either. Lauren says Kanye even crossed the line during phone calls, acting way out of pocket. And on one occasion, she says he trapped her in a private room on his plane and behaved in a way that no one should ever experience. Y'all, this is way too much, especially coming from someone who just months ago was out here preaching about being a changed, godly man trying to turn his life around. Lauren also alleged that Kanye would hit her with the wildest and most disturbing messages. She said he would tell her things like, "See, my problem is, I'd be wanting to sleep with somebody, but then, after I finish, I want the girl to tell me how badly she's been with someone else while I'm with her. Then, I want her to cheat on me." He was apparently going deep into describing his private fantasies, using some pretty graphic language that had everybody side-eyeing the situation. It gets even messier. Another time, she claimed he texted her saying, "Is my D racist?" It is. This racist D. I'm gonna punish it for being racist. I'm gonna stare at pictures of white women with black behinds and punish this racist D. Y'all, I don't even want to finish reading the rest because it's just that bad. And if you thought it couldn't get any stranger, reports popped up last April saying Kanye was planning to step into the adult movie business himself. Extra bizarre, especially since Kanye had previously been super vocal about how adult content ruined his life and contributed to a dangerous addiction he was fighting to overcome. And guess what? Word on the street is he even wanted his wife Bianca to star in some of these projects. The whole thing is just straight up wild. An insider spilled the tea, saying Bianca is freaking out. And honestly, who wouldn't be? Kanye's been parading her around, dressing her up in wild outfits like she's part of some bizarre runway show. And now she's realizing the real reason why. At first, Bianca apparently went along with it, thinking Kanye was gonna turn her into a major star. She thought it was just over-the-top fashion stuff. But once things started getting way too extreme, it was clear this wasn't your usual modeling dream. Still, reports say she eventually gave in, even going as far as sharing links to some adult-themed content herself. And here's where it gets really messy. Reports claim that Bianca, fully aware that some of the Yeezy employees were underage, shared links to explicit material without any protections in place. No filters, no safeguards, just wide open. Some of the young staffers working on Yeezy projects were allegedly exposed to it while doing their jobs, and no one in charge did anything to stop it. Another source even claimed that Bianca sent a file-sharing link packed with graphic content to an employee. The link was supposedly for the development of a new app Kanye had announced earlier in 2024. But still, no excuses for exposing people like that. And if you thought that was bad, there's more. according to reports, Kanye had already been causing drama way before that. It's alleged that he showed private, intimate photos of Kim Kardashian to Adidas employees before the company finally cut ties with him. Multiple former staffers said he also played adult movies during Yeezy staff meetings and even showed explicit tapes during interviews. One former collaborator said this wild behavior wasn't a one-time thing. It was part of the crazy culture Kanye was creating behind the scenes. One former collaborator said it best: they found Kanye's behavior weird at first, but figured it lined up with his whole edgy artist vibe. But now, looking at the bigger picture, they believe it was a full-on tactic, a way for Kanye to break people down, cross every line, and push them until they were loyal to him no matter what. Basically, testing people's limits and smashing through their boundaries just to stay in control. Yo, at this point, Kim Kardashian has to be one of God's strongest soldiers because Kanye has been testing her patience and boundaries non-stop. And on top of everything else, he drops bombshells about strange stories from his past involving family members. It's just too much for anyone to handle.
To this doctor, one that worked with Justin Bieber, one that worked with, I'm not even gonna name other names and stuff. My wife took me to do that because she said something about your personality doesn't feel like it's bipolar. I've seen bipolar before. She's educated, so I've seen bipolar before, and come to find out it's really a case of autism that I have. And autism takes you to a Rain Man thing where you're like, oh man, I'm gonna wear this Trump hat because I just like Trump in general. And then when people tell you to not do it, you just get on that one point. And that's my problem when fans tell me to do my album a certain way. I'll do it the opposite way just because la la, I got my money, right?
After Kanye's wild posts, the internet went off. Fans were dragging him left and right, saying stuff like, Kanye needs the type of guardianship Wendy Williams got. Others said, Kanye West isn't crazy or bipolar. He's someone hiding deep truths, and it's catching up with him. People were also pointing out how badly his struggles with adult material affected his life, saying, young kids should never be exposed to that kind of stuff. Kanye needed therapy years ago. It's crazy how he had every resource to heal, but kept spiraling instead. Meanwhile, Kim, she's not playing anymore. Reports say she's getting ready to hit the court for an emergency custody hearing over their 4 kids. An insider spilled that Kim completely lost trust in Kanye's side of the family and wants to keep the kids far away from them as much as possible. Apparently, Kim and Kanye's family were never tight to begin with. According to the insider, his family didn't think Kim was ever good enough for Kanye, and the tension between them has been heavy since day one. Now, it's all exploding out into the open. With everything blowing up lately, let's just say Kim Kardashian isn't losing any sleep about cutting ties with Kanye's side of the family. Her first and only focus right now is protecting her kids, even if that means keeping them away from Kanye's people too. Honestly, none of this is super shocking. Kim's had issues with Kanye's parenting style for a long time. And guess what? The only reason we even know half of it is because Kanye himself put it all out there. Remember when Kanye randomly dissed Beyonce and Jay-Z's twins by using an offensive term? Yeah, that happened just a few weeks ago. Later on, he tried to explain it away by saying he lashed out because they refused to help him in his custody battle against Kim. In one of his wild rants, Kanye tweeted about the situation, saying, "Somebody from my music team begged me to take down the Jay-Z and Beyonce tweet. I'm mad I listened. Ain't no celebrity ever came to help me when it came to fighting for my kids, all because they were mad I wore a Trump hat. Forget Jay-Z and his whole crew, especially his so-called shooters. Maybe, just maybe, Jay-Z and Beyonce stayed quiet because they figured the kids would honestly be better off with Kim, considering how unstable Kanye's behavior was getting." But Kanye wasn't done there. He went on to claim that Kim was trying to have total control over their kids. He said, "Kim's got the name and likeness over my black children. So now a white woman's got all the control over my black children's image." Kanye even brought up a conversation with Cardi B, claiming Kim was planning to have their daughter feature on a song without his say. At this point, the drama is just non-stop, and it's only getting messier. Kanye kept pushing the drama even harder, taking shots at other celebrities too, saying stuff like, "These fake celebrities try to play in my face." But honestly, let's not forget the whole meltdown he had over Kim, especially when she tried to stop him from putting their daughter North on a track with Diddy. And considering everything that's come out about Diddy lately, Kim was absolutely right to step in and shut that down. But of course, Kanye didn't handle it well at all. And no surprise here, he ran straight to social media to put Kim on blast for the whole world to see. He dropped screenshots trying to call her out, posting texts where Kim told him, "I asked you at the time if I could trademark her name. You said yes. When she's 18, it goes to her. So stop. I sent paperwork over so she wouldn't be on the Diddy song to protect her." Kim explained that she only wanted to lock down their kids' names and trademarks early on, so nobody else could snatch them. She said they agreed on it when the kids were born. It was all about protecting their legacy, not trying to control them. But Kanye wasn't trying to hear it. He clapped back, saying, "Amend it or I'm going to war, and neither of us will recover from the public fallout. You're going to have to kill me." Yo, the energy he was on was wild. According to reports, Kim wasn't playing around either. She fired off legal letters demanding a cease and desist and called for an emergency hearing with a mediator and a judge. Sources say the hearing went down, but Kanye didn't even bother to show up. The drama between them just kept piling up, and at this point, it was a total disaster behind the scenes. Kanye promised he wouldn't release the song with North, but Kim's not taking any chances. Sources say Kim is doing everything she can to keep North away from her dad's chaotic behavior, and especially away from anything connected to Diddy, who's now facing serious federal charges. She's been calling everybody she can to make sure that track never sees the light of day. I mean, let's be real. Fighting to put your daughter on a song linked to a man under such heavy accusations? That's definitely a choice, and not a smart one at all. But speaking of Diddy, Kanye has been going all in to defend him, and it's getting messy fast. Kanye jumped online, posting in all caps,
"Get out of your episode." A lot of people like medication. Do you take medication? Does it work for you? What gets you out of
I haven't
your
taken
episode?
the medication since I found out that it wasn't bipolar, that wasn't the right diagnosis. That I found out it was like autism. So
how does do you feel it working, or do you just take it just to make your wife happy because she says you should take it? Like, do you believe in the medication?
It's finding stuff that doesn't block the creativity. Obviously, that's what I bring to the world. You know, it's worth a ramp up.
Yeah.
As long as y'all get the creativity, like.
"You bees were not SA'd. You extorted ninjas. Ninjas means men. Bees means bees." Yeah, it was a lot to unpack. He didn't stop there either. Kanye also said, "Trump, please free my brother Puff. Free Puff Puff. We love you. I stood up for Puff, and I'm still winning 20 Grammys next year and doing the Super Bowl." He even admitted, "My support of Puff is completely selfish. I need to find out who's been trying to tear down black moguls. I just found out Puff can't make or collect money while locked up, so I'm sending his half to Justin. Puff got hit with accusations. So did I. Free Puff." Then he threw in another head scratcher. Did Puff get hit because of the fighting or because of the money? I never seen a broke ninja get taken down like that. Now, to be fair, Kim had ties to Diddy in the past too before everything came out. But at least she had the sense to quickly distance herself once the truth started unraveling. Meanwhile, Kanye has been out here riding hard for Diddy, even going so far as to put his daughter on a free Diddy track. And get this, the song also featured Diddy's son, Christian Combs, who's facing his own serious allegations connected to the same mess as his dad. For somebody who claims to be all about protecting his daughters, Kanye sure has been letting them get way too close to some very questionable people. When you stack all of that on top of Kanye's shocking claims about an inappropriate situation with his cousin, it's honestly no wonder Kim is doing everything she can to cut ties. At this point, the whole situation is looking dangerous, and she's not taking any risks when it comes to their kids. But fans have also noticed something interesting. Kanye was officially diagnosed with bipolar disorder a few years ago and was on medication for it. However, history shows that whenever he stops taking his meds, things spiral fast. Remember when he got on stage and revealed that Kim almost didn't go through with her pregnancy with North? Or when he blasted Kim and Kris Jenner, claiming they were trying to lock him up, even calling Kris Jong-un. Just a few weeks ago, Kanye revealed he's off his bipolar meds completely because his new wife, Bianca, took him to a new doctor, and that doctor allegedly diagnosed him with autism instead. So now, if he's been off his original medication for a while, it could explain a lot of this bizarre behavior we've been seeing. But whatever's going on behind the scenes, one thing's for sure. With their kids involved, Kim's not willing to gamble. And honestly, she shouldn't. But what do you think? Is Kim making the right move by keeping Kanye's side of the family at a distance? Or is she doing way too much? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share if you want all the latest tea. And I'll see you in the next one.